Welcome to Actuate Biomedicine's Biomedical Knowledge Translation Faucet. Our mission is to bridge the gap between scientific research and practical healthcare applications, ensuring that the latest advancements improve patient care, health outcomes, and public health. Biomedical knowledge translation involves turning cutting-edge biomedical research into tangible solutions for healthcare systems. At Actuate Biomedicine, we specialize in this process, ensuring that scientific breakthroughs reach those who need them most. We host our Learn to Earn sessions every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. East African Time. Each cohort participates in an 8-week program designed to guide learners through the 7 stages of biomedical knowledge translation. The 7 stages include exploration, where we identify new research and innovations; evaluation, assessing the potential impact and feasibility; planning, developing strategies for implementation; development, creating practical applications and solutions; implementation, integrating these solutions into healthcare settings; another round of evaluation, monitoring and assessing effectiveness; and finally, distribution, ensuring wide access to the final products. Our learners gain in-depth knowledge and practical skills, empowering them to translate biomedical research into real-world applications. Through our program, we aim to foster a new generation of experts who will drive advancements in healthcare. Join us at Actuate Biomedicine's Biomedical Knowledge Translation Faucet. Together, we can make a significant impact on healthcare and public health. Learn, earn, and contribute to a healthier future. Be a part of the change. Transform knowledge into action with Actuate Biomedicine. Welcome to Actuate Biomedicine's Biomedical Knowledge Translation Faucet. Our mission is to bridge the gap between scientific research and practical healthcare applications, ensuring that the latest advancements improve patient care, health outcomes, and public health. Biomedical knowledge translation involves turning cutting-edge biomedical research into tangible solutions for healthcare systems. At Actuate Biomedicine, we specialize in this process, ensuring that scientific breakthroughs reach those who need them most. We host our Learn to Earn sessions every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. East African Time. Each cohort participates in an 8-week program designed to guide learners through the 7 stages of biomedical knowledge translation. The 7 stages include exploration, where we identify new research and innovations; evaluation, assessing the potential impact and feasibility; planning, developing strategies for implementation; development, creating practical applications and solutions; implementation, integrating these solutions into healthcare settings; another round of evaluation, monitoring and assessing effectiveness; and finally, distribution, ensuring wide access to the final products. Our learners gain in-depth knowledge and practical skills, empowering them to translate biomedical research into real-world applications. Through our program, we aim to foster a new generation of experts who will drive advancements in healthcare. Join us at Actuate Biomedicine's Biomedical Knowledge Translation Faucet. Together, we can make a significant impact on healthcare and public health. Learn, earn, and contribute to a healthier future. Be a part of the change. Transform knowledge into action with Actuate Biomedicine. Welcome to Actuate Biomedicine's Biomedical Knowledge Translation Faucet. Our mission is to bridge the gap between scientific research and practical healthcare applications, ensuring that the latest advancements improve patient care, health outcomes, and public health. Biomedical knowledge translation involves turning cutting-edge biomedical research into tangible solutions for healthcare systems. At Actuate Biomedicine, we specialize in this process, ensuring that scientific breakthroughs reach those who need them most. We host our Learn to Earn sessions every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. East African Time. Each cohort participates in an 8-week program designed to guide learners through the 7 stages of biomedical knowledge translation. The 7 stages include exploration, where we identify new research and innovations; evaluation, assessing the potential impact and feasibility; planning, developing strategies for implementation; development, creating practical applications and solutions; implementation, integrating these solutions into healthcare settings; another round of evaluation, monitoring and assessing effectiveness; and finally, distribution, ensuring wide access to the final products. Our learners gain in-depth knowledge and practical skills, empowering them to translate biomedical research into real-world applications. Through our program, we aim to foster a new generation of experts who will drive advancements in healthcare.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I hope you had a good day. Welcome to our fourth session of Biomedical Knowledge Translation, as we understand more about the open journal system and the Actuate token in Biomedical Knowledge Translation. So without further ado, let me give the meeting agenda for today. So I will be presiding over the meeting. Then after that, we're going to have our topic master. Welcome back, Muremi. You've been away for some time. Welcome back. Then you're going to have Dr. Mashara giving us additional comments and also insights about our topic for today. We're going to also have an interactive question and answer session. Then we're going to conclude our meeting. So Muremi, welcome.
Thank you for this opportunity. I'm sorry, I'm taking a cab back home, but I'll manage to take you through this topic of today. The topic of today is Open Journal System, OGS, and Actuate token as synergy for enhanced knowledge translation. So for the introduction part, the Open Journal System, OGS, is an open source software platform used by scholars and institutions to publish academic journals. Developed by the Public Knowledge Project, PKP, it offers a comprehensive solution for managing and publishing scholarly content online. Its open access nature democratizes the dissemination of knowledge, making it accessible to a broader audience. As the digital publishing landscape evolves, new technologies like blockchain and tokens are emerging to further enhance the value and reach of scholarly communication. One such innovation is the Actuate token, which promises to revolutionize the way academic content is shared, verified, and utilized. So, understanding the Open Journal System, OGS. OGS is widely used by academic journals worldwide due to its user-friendly interface and robust features. It supports every stage of the publishing process, from submission to peer review and online publication. OGS is highly customizable, allowing editors to tailor their workflow and layout to meet specific needs. This flexibility, combined with its open source nature, makes OGS an ideal platform for both small independent journals and large publishing houses. So, some of the key features of OGS are: number one, customizable workflow; number two, comprehensive management; number three, open access support; number four, interoperability. So I will start with number one, customizable workflow. And that editors will configure the submission, review, and publication process to suit their journal's requirements. And number two, comprehensive management. Tools for managing submission, peer reviews, editorial decisions, and publishing ensure smooth operation. Number 3, open access support. OJS facilitates open access publishing, promoting the free exchange of knowledge and increasing the visibility of academic work. Number 4, interoperability. The platform supports a range of standards and protocols such as DOIS, ORSCID, and OAIPMH, ensuring compatibility with various academic databases and repositories. So, the role of OGS in knowledge translation. So, OGS is more than just a publishing platform. It is critical tool in the knowledge translation process. By enabling open access to peer-reviewed research, it bridges the gap between academic scholarship and practical application. Researchers, practitioners, and policymakers will access high-quality information without financial or technical barriers, fostering a more informed and educated society. So, enter the Actuate token, a new frontier in academic publishing. The Actuate token is a blockchain-based innovation designated to address some of the persistent challenges in academic publishing, such as transparency, credit allocation, and accessibility. It is part of a broader movement towards leveraging decentralized technologies to enhance scholarly communication. So, how the Actuate token works? Number 1, there is verification and transparency. Number 2, there is reward system. Number 3, access and licensing. So, number 1, the Actuate token ensures that all published content is verified and traceable on the blockchain. This will promote the transparency in the review and publishing process, making it easier to identify the origin and the authorship of a publication. Number 2, reward system. Authors, reviewers, and editors will earn Actuate tokens for their contribution to the publishing process. This will create a fair and transparent reward system, encouraging more active participation in academic publishing. Number 3, access and licensing. The Actuate token will be used to access paywalled content, purchase licenses, or even donate to open access initiatives. This will create a dynamic ecosystem where users will interact with scholarly content in new and meaningful ways. So, the synergy between OGS and Actuate token. The integration of the Actuate token with the open journal system represents a significant step forward in the revolution of academic publishing. This synergy will transform the way research is designated and consumed. This will be done by 1, enhance credibility and trust. Number 2, improved engagement. Number 3, greater accessibility. So, in conclusion, the integration of blockchain technology and academic publishing through platforms like OGS and Actuate token is poised to reshape and landscape of scholarly communication. By enhancing transparency, rewarding contribution, and increasing accessibility, this partnership addresses many of the long-standing challenges in the academic publishing ecosystem. As more journals adopt these technologies, we will expect a more equitable, efficient, and innovative future for academic knowledge dissemination. Thank you for your time. I'm Isaac. Back to Grace.
Thank you so much, Morini, for that wonderful presentation. Thank you also for explaining more about the open journal system and what it does, the relationship between open journal system with the Actuate token and biomedical knowledge translation. So at this time, I want to welcome Dr. Mateo to more insights about our topic for today. Welcome, Dr. Mateo.
All right. So good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Grace, confirm you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you well, Doc.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Isaac Moremi. Always great work. So OJS, the Open Journal System. Now, the first question is, why do they call it open? Because previously, journals were closed. We have talked about this question before. Knowledge was closed. It was happening in a thing called cocoon. You know, like the way you have a butterfly is trying to reproduce itself. First of all, it forms a pupa. Pupa goes into a cocoon of knowledge. So this cocoon of knowledge is it's tragic, you could say, cocoons of knowledge. And you have all these people, all these places called knowledge centers or centers of excellence, which to me, they are not even centers of excellence, they are centers of destruction. Because when you say you're concentrating knowledge in a center of excellence, it means that knowledge cannot be shared, it's concentrated somewhere. But then when it's concentrated, it does not get out, gets locked in there. Like the way after somebody dies, you build a grave and you bury him there. So these centers of excellence, and many of them are universities that, become graveyards for knowledge. So is a graveyard a center of excellence for dead people? No, because what happens when knowledge is set somewhere, is put into a granary and locked up there, then that knowledge decays just like a dead body. It decays, it gets feasted upon by the microorganisms of life. Knowledge gets eaten away. And that thing that eats knowledge away is a cause for decay of knowledge. I'll give you an example of something you have already lived through. It's called the lived experiences. So all of us, we have gone through our education system. When you write things, you write them, and nowadays, even people, many professors are asking you to go and type down what you're writing. Whether it's a term paper, some weekly assignments, or you're writing your thesis, or your master's thesis, or you're writing your dissertation. After you have done all that work, writing it, typing it out, they ask you to print it out, and on paper, you take it where? You take it back to the university so that they can lock it up into a graveyard of those documents. So if you go to any university in Kenya, and I think many other parts of the world, you would find mountains upon mountains of written documents that have been submitted. First of all, before you can even submit it, they're going to make you do a lot of work. You have to go and bind it. And after you bind it, you have to make it nice, so bound, beautiful. You have to print out 3 copies, 1 copy for yourself, so you can take to your mother's house into the granary. And the next one, you give it to the department. The next one, they give it to the library at the university. So they lock them there. So every year, you have thousands upon thousands of people doing that. They're going through rituals. They're rituals that have got no end. It's like this bottomless abyss where we throw our knowledge so that it can go there and decay and decay and decay. When that knowledge is thrown into that place, like say the university shelves, that knowledge is not accessible except to the people who are in that university. You have to go there on foot and look for it. That's what I'm saying is totally dangerous. First of all, it's a waste of time, waste of money, and waste of resources. Your own knowledge, all the work that you've done over the years goes down the drain, is buried in a big cemetery that you find in every department, whether you're talking about the School of Medicine, School of Architecture, School of Computer Science. We do the same thing over and over again. That's what's called academia. So academia is a big giant graveyard of knowledge, which is tragic. So knowledge is not supposed to stay in a graveyard, in a closed system, in a cocoon. It's supposed to be in open space. Open means that knowledge should be accessible to people so that people can use it. You see, knowledge is like a tool. For example, if you have legs and you don't use them to walk around, then your legs are going to start complaining, take me places so I can experience goodness. Or maybe if you have eyes and you don't use them for seeing, then what use are those eyes? Or if you have ears and you don't use them for hearing. So knowledge is as an organ or a tool for you to connect with the environment, with the existence, or to connect with the world. Knowledge is not supposed to be stored away in a granary. Knowledge is not supposed to be stored away somewhere and locked up. Knowledge is not supposed to be closed, it's supposed to be in an open space. Just like you say, when you wake up in the morning, you open your eyes. Why do you open your eyes? You open your eyes so you can see what is going on. Even you open your ears so you can start hearing. Even you listen to the news. So if we continue this thing of collecting knowledge, gathering it up into our bastions, you could say which are graveyards of knowledge, these are universities or academic enterprise, and we take our knowledge there, we store it there, and then we don't use it, then there is no wonder why we can never develop, because it is from that knowledge that you can create products and services to improve your own life in the first place, and then to improve the life of others in the second instance. So if you use their knowledge, if you use your knowledge, you're blessing yourself and then you're blessing others. As we always say, you're exercising mercy to yourself and then you're exercising mercy to others. And then that mercy comes back to you. Because blessed are the merciful, for they obtain mercy. So the openness of the open journal system became necessary after many years, let's say decades, not even centuries, of developing these systems where the knowledge become locked up. This came from the European descent of how we handle knowledge. So they created these societies where they're like private clubs which own knowledge. And for you to participate in such private club, you have to be admitted and then become very tough, very tedious. So a lot of people become excluded. You see, the European did that for specific reason, because they don't want people to have access. But then the internet comes along. Internet is open access, as you know. Anyone can create a website. Anyone. That's the first law of the internet. Because even when internet came in 1990s, there were some people who wanted to put it in a graveyard also, so that in a cocoon, so that other people cannot create websites. And people protested and said, no, 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 no. Internet is going to be decentralized. The World Wide Web, www, World Wide Web, decentralized. That means anyone, anywhere who has access to the internet can create a website, period. And that is Web 1 became possible. So Web 2 said anyone in the world can share whatever they are doing on the internet with others. So Web 2. So Open Journal system is built on ethos of Web 2. Web 2 is the technology that allows people to contribute to one another. It's called the right web. Okay, so you can write things on the web, like you have Facebook. You can write your comments. You can write your likes. You can write things. You can share. You can share your knowledge. Okay. And so Web2 made it possible for people to share knowledge. So these guys who made the open journal system, the public knowledge project, understanding that knowledge is public, it's not private to be kept in a cocoon. They created the open journal system in the 2000s to enable people in academia to jump out of that state of what do you call it? Okay, the state of death. I would say the state of death, where they collect all information and put them in a graveyard, to jump out of that, maybe to give them what's called, to jumpstart them. Like you have a dead battery and then you want to jumpstart it. To jumpstart life into the knowledge process that is coming from academia. Because if knowledge is not shared, it has no practical use. As I said, if you have legs and then you don't use them for walking, then you have no practical use for legs. You better not have legs. So knowledge in academia, in and of itself, is like having legs that you're not using. So that knowledge has no legs, it's of no practical value to sit in academia. Nothing. You cannot use it to do anything. For example, you cannot use it to plant your crops. You cannot use it to harvest your crops. You cannot use it to help you to do anything. But that knowledge in itself has got a lot of technology describing it. That technology is what's called the practical applications of knowledge. Practical application of knowledge is what you call technology. Technology is first described in documents. And then those documents have to come out of the academia, and then people look at them, and then they build the technologies that are described. That is not possible if the knowledge is inside. If the knowledge just stays in the shelves, it cannot be used to create technologies that we need to solve, solve problems of human life. And so the open journal system, these are the guys now, as I told you last week, these are guys where in Canada, Western Canada, in Vancouver, they said, listen up, we're wasting so much time with us academia, with knowledge without legs. Let us figure out how to jumpstart that knowledge by making it openly available in academia. So they have worked very well over the years, I think maybe about 20 years now. They have helped a lot of you, because in academia, for you to get published, as we were saying last week, the process is very expensive. In that old system, that is exclusive system, the system of exclusion, where you had to pay to be a member of that group. And you have to prove, you have to give a lot of reasons to say why you have to be a member of that group. Is that being human is not sufficient. You really have to struggle to prove yourself. And you see, this is a game you can never win, because if you are different, or you're from a different country or different place, you just are not, you are never ever going to get in there, because it's a closed system. So the barrier to entry is mounted so high, and they create these walled gardens. So to break out that barrier, so open journal system said, we're going to create a software itself, and then this software we're going to give it to anybody in the world who want to publish their academic work. And we're going to call it open journal system. And so the open journal system is software, a set of software applications for helping you to manage the publication system for professional articles, for professional publications, where you want to publish your thesis, your articles, whatever. So your dissertations. So the open journal system was made available to us, and then it was connected with all those big data repositories, including the National Library of Congress for the United States. So if you publish your work in the open journal system, it's going to get listed by the National Library of Congress in the US, which is the library of libraries. And because it is open, anyone in the world will be seeing your article, and your articles are going to have the best credentials also, because you're in the open journal system. So that it is not where you are that gives you credentials, it is what you're doing, your work itself becomes celebrated in an open way. Just like anyone in the world can create a website, and anyone in the world can go to that website. So instead of closing it down, we open it, totally open. And so you can see this a festival of sharing of knowledge, festival of knowledge, which is very big. And you see, as we were saying last week, knowledge sharing in that way is a third stage of the translation science. It's called formalization, because it's by sharing knowledge in a formal way that knowledge becomes standardized. Your idea, what was tacit in yourself, becomes explicit, becomes shared with people out in the world. But see, that movement, although it has been there for 20 years with the Web 2, it has not caught in Africa. Why? I think first of all is because of awareness. Now, if you go to universities, you will not see people using the open journal system to publish their work. And you ask them, why is it that 20 years later, open journal system has been there, we don't use it? I don't know. Is it because they're kind of hypnotized by the past? But you don't want to. It's not a joke. We are going through hypnosis. This thing is done. It is done on purpose. There are people who do not want Africans to jump out of that hypnosis. The hypnosis where we believe that knowledge comes from somewhere else. It does not come from within us. So because we are all in a state of hypnosis, we are socialized to believe that our young people, the rising generation, has to continue doing what they were doing in Europe 300 years ago, collecting all those knowledge. Taking that knowledge and putting it in one cocoon so that everybody else cannot know about it. And that's why you're seeing our universities are built on the model of the European university, which has been going on for many years, which has taught people that you bring them students here, they write their dissertations. After they do that, they leave their dissertations with us. It's up to us to decide who gets access to that knowledge, not the graduates themselves. And you see, because that was done, because you understand why it was necessary in Europe in the dark ages, call them dark ages, is because there was serious control by the people who were running the empires. So they wanted to make sure that nobody else has access to knowledge so that they don't destabilize their governments, the government of the empires. That is when we were ruled by the kings and queens. But now we are not 300 years ago. We are now in the 21st century where we don't have kings and queens. You are the queen of your own knowledge, your own kingdom, because the kingdom is within you. So it's decentralized. But so we are still operating in many of our academic establishments as if we are in the 16th century. 1600, the University of Cambridge there in London, and where Isaac Newton was going to school. And that is where they were doing those things that we are doing today in Africa. In the 1600, 1700, we get you just have to be in the university, and you do all the work there, and then you leave the work. If you leave the university, you cannot leave with your work. The work stays there, and now the work does not follow you back to the village. You see, those are the dark ages before the ages of enlightenment. Even when they got enlightened, the Europeans, they started sharing knowledge. But now we don't do that. And so we have to say, let's get to the 21st century, get away from that dark ages consciousness, where we were treating knowledge as if it's something that should be buried in the academic in the academic graveyard, so it can be decaying there on its own. and then you are ejected out there into the community to go and work without your knowledge. So you leave your knowledge behind. So now in Africa, I think in order to make this happen, we need to jumpstart the process of sharing knowledge openly, to ignite that process. Or in other words, to actuate the process. That job is the job of the Actuate token itself. Because nothing happens spontaneously, as we have said before. That in order for this to happen, it has to be actuated. That means it has to be ignited. That means creating an incentive structure, like what Isaac has told us. We use the Actuate token judiciously, first of all, to incentivize people to publish. That now, if for any other, say for example, when you have done this and we're going to be building this system early next year, is that if you submit an article, you receive tokens for submitting article. So you get rewarded for submission alone. So because we can, and it's enough tokens for that. And number two, when you know it's going to be reviewers, as Isaac has told us that the OJS has got a management system, comprehensive management. So the workflow, first of all, you submit article, then the article goes through the review process. The reviewers themselves get awarded tokens for reviewing articles. And then then of course they're editors, and the editors themselves get rewarded tokens, because in the traditional system, editors were not paid. It's a voluntary job. And that's why a lot of people are not going to be doing voluntary job, because they already are very busy trying to make a living. So the editors get paid also. And when the editors get paid, then they publish the article, they take it through the process, step by step process. And when they publish the article gets goes live to the public. And when the people read the article, they react to the article and they give it a rating from 0 to 5. 0 means the article is not good. 5 means the article is excellent. You see, this becomes public rating. And so the articles that receive the highest rating also receive more tokens. And so that is now a system that is incentivized. Is the public itself. If you write an article and think that you're going to get paid just for writing the article, but the article is not good, yes, but you just wanted to think that you can earn money by cutting corners. No, the public or the people themselves are going to call you out by telling you that this article is not good, because they are going to be giving you 0 ratings. And you do not want to be getting 0 rating, because that's called negative reputation. So it becomes now a system. The Actuate itself helps to manage reputation. Right now, in the publishing world, in academic publishing, the reputation of the writers is the job of a few editors who make decisions. And of course, these are humans. One person, or maybe a group of people, like 3 or 4, they can actually damage your reputation, or they can try to pump your reputation. So it becomes a centralized system, which is old. But now, and of course, reputation becomes totally decentralized, using money through a smart contract, whereby if people like what you're doing, then they like your article, and it's helping them improve, create things, then you get rewarded for that. So that is what I would like to emphasize about that. I think this open journal system, we have talked about it for several weeks continuously, and I think we have understood it. And what we're going to do is make sure we are doing all these things early enough so that when you're implementing it next year, you have full understanding what is coming. and integrating the actual token in the open journal system will just involve creating an API application interface that is going to link actual token to each one of those stages that Isaac has described here. Each one of the stages, both in the workflow process and the management process of the journal, such that it becomes very, very positive synergistic reaction, which will incentivize people to publish their knowledge, not to keep it to themselves, not to return it. Even if say the university tells you, okay, return your dissertation to us so we can put it in our shelves here. We can take it to the grave. You say yes, but then you also submit it through the open journal system. So that's where we're also going to work to create partnership with as many universities as possible, so they become members of the Actuate system, and then people can publish their work. So we're very grateful for the Public Knowledge Project's open journal system for making, doing all that work. It's a lot of hard work to create something like that and to share it with the people around the world so they can use it. Because it is there, let us use it. Let us use it very judiciously to ignite the fire of the knowledge that we have in our systems. Okay, so one thing for you to prepare for that, those eventualities, I want you to understand that the actual token, by the time we get into doing that, actual token is going to go into very high demand. So the way you can front run that high demand, run in front of it, is go to PancakeSwap and accumulate. Begin today, if you have not done it, begin accumulating Actuate tokens by buying them from PancakeSwap. That is swapping. Yes, in order to do that, you need to have BNB or other similar coins. And then when you obtain a lot of them, create liquidity pools. So that you don't become a passive participant. Like you're going to be an active participant from the word go. So go to PancakeSwap, and if you don't know how to do that, ask questions from Grace. Grace will direct you how to get there, or even get you somebody who can show you how to get into PancakeSwap and accumulate tokens for yourself. And while you're accumulating the token, that's stage one, accumulate the tokens. The next thing you do is you do what? You create liquidity pools with those tokens. So having actual tokens is important. So get as many as you can. You can find them in PancakeSwap and create a liquidity pool in PancakeSwap. Or if you want, you can be adventurous. You can create liquidity pool elsewhere, such as SushiSwap, or even some place like like where Uniswap. Yeah. Okay. Depends. Oh, my throat. My throat is closing. Anyway, I think my throat is telling me to stop talking now, and I've stayed sufficient. But thank you so much, Bless. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. for that wonderful insights and wonderful comments about our topic. Thank you so much for also about the PancakeSwap and the Actuate token. So anyone with a question about the PancakeSwap, also you can text me on the DM. I'll give you a guide on that. So at this time, I want to welcome anyone with a question or a comment about our today's topic. So if there's no one with a question, I can give the announcements for today. Next week, we're going to be having a session 5 for the biomedical knowledge translation session from 7 to 8 p.m. We're going to be tackling about the open conference system. This is different from what we have done now. Today, we've done the open journal system. So next Tuesday, we're going to be focusing on the open conference system. All are welcome. That is from 7 to 8 p.m. Then another announcement is about the registration of the summit. Kindly make sure that you register the attendance of the summit on the link that is posted on the group. So make sure you register before the slots are ended. Also, you can register as exhibitors. You can register as an attendee for the summit. We're remaining with only few weeks, that is around 2 months. That is October and November. So make sure you fill your registration, you forward your registration, go to the website for the Actuate Summit website and register there. So I'm going to be posting the attendance form on the chat, on the message side. So make sure you fill the attendance before you leave the meeting.
Okay. Okay, if there are no questions, we can. Oh, if there's no more questions, then we can adjourn the meeting. But
I have posted the attendance form on the chat box. So before you leave the meeting, kindly make sure that you fill it so that you may not come to my inbox. Make sure you fill the form that I've posted. I think if there's nothing else, Daktari, we can adjourn the meeting.
okay. All right. Bye bye, everyone. Thank you so much.